Our generation has seen a lot of things come and go. We've learned how to fix a vacuum tube television, we've mastered the VCR, and now many of us are doing our best to keep up with smartphones and the internet. It's a whole new world, and for the most part, it's wonderful. But I want to start with a number that I find truly shocking. In 2023, grandparents just like you and me lost over $2.6 billion to phone scams and fraud. That's billion with a B. And one of the most common, most cruel tricks these criminals use is something called the grandparent scam. The FBI reports that it's one of the most frequently reported scams targeting seniors, and the losses are staggering, with individual victims often losing thousands of dollars in a single, heart-pounding phone call. It feels like just as we're getting comfortable in this new connected world, a new challenge pops up. And it's not always a friendly one. It's the strange emails, the pop-up messages on the computer, and especially these phone calls designed to trick us. Has your phone ever rung? You've picked it up, and the person on the other end is just frantic. Their voice is panicked. Maybe they're crying and they say something that makes your heart just drop into your stomach. Maybe they say, "Grandma, help me." It's a terrifying feeling. Your first instinct, your deepest instinct, is to protect your family, to do whatever it takes to make that panic and fear go away. What if I told you that there are people, complete strangers, who are counting on that exact instinct? They are deliberately trying to trigger that wave of love and fear because they want to use it against you. They've designed this cruel trick specifically to prey on everything we hold dear. This isn't meant to scare you, not at all. My goal is to do the exact opposite, because those criminals rely on us not knowing their script. Knowledge is our best form of armor. By understanding how this scam works, exactly what these criminals say and do, we can take away their power. We can replace that initial moment of panic with a moment of clarity. We can protect ourselves, not just from losing money, but from that awful feeling of being tricked and violated. So let's pull back the curtain on this whole thing, so you can feel confident and safe when you answer your phone. Now, the grandparent scam almost always follows the same pattern. It's like a play that these scammers perform, and they've rehearsed their lines. The first act almost always begins with a phone call. The phone rings and you answer. The voice on the other end will usually be young, and they'll often be crying or speaking in a rushed, panicked whisper. They'll say something like, "Grandma," or "Grandpa," and of course, you say yes. It's a natural reaction. But here's the first clever and nasty part of their trick. They rarely use a specific name. They just say grandma because they don't actually know which grandchild you have. They're playing the odds. When you say, "Yes, honey, is that you?" they now have a name. They'll immediately latch onto it. "Yes, it's me. It's Billy." They've just learned which grandchild to pretend to be. Then they launch into the crisis. This is where they create the urgency, the emergency that requires immediate action, and most importantly, immediate cash. The stories vary, but they all designed to be believable and difficult to verify in the moment. They might say they've been in a car accident and they're hurt. They might say they've been arrested and they're in jail and they need bail money right now to get out. They'll beg you not to tell their mom or dad, saying they'll be in so much trouble. They're so embarrassed. "Please, you have to help me and keep this a secret." This appeal to secrecy is another critical part of the scam. They are isolating you. They are counting on you being so flustered and concerned that you won't stop to think, "I should call Billy's mother and see what's going on." They make you feel like you are the only one who can solve this problem, and you have to do it right now. The pressure is immense. And then, of course, comes the solution they provide: money. They need you to send cash, and they need you to send it in a way that is virtually untraceable and irreversible. They will never ever say, "Can you write me a check?" or "Can you send a bank transfer?" Because those can be stopped and traced. They will insist on methods like wire transfers through companies like Venmo, Zelle, MoneyGram, or Western Union, or even more common now, gift cards. Yes, gift cards. They might say, "I need you to go to the store, buy $2,000 worth of Apple iTunes gift cards, or Google Play gift cards, or Amazon gift cards. Scratch off the backs to reveal the codes, and read those codes to me over the phone." Now, if you're listening to this calmly, That sounds absolutely ridiculous, right? Why would a bail bondsman accept payment in iTunes gift cards? But in the moment, when you believe your grandchild is sobbing in a jail cell, your logic goes out the window. You're operating on pure emotion, and that's exactly what they want. Often, the caller won't even be the grandchild for the whole call. Another actor will get on the line, pretending to be an authority figure like a police officer, a lawyer, or a bail bondsman. They'll confirm the story, using very official and scary language, and reiterate the instructions for sending the money. This second voice is meant to add legitimacy to the whole fabricated crisis, making it even harder for you to doubt what's happening. So to quickly recap their playbook: a panicked call, a generic greeting to get a name, a fabricated emergency, a plea for secrecy, and a demand for untraceable payment. It's a ruthless formula, and it sadly works on thousands of loving grandparents every single year. But now that we know the script, we can talk about the most important part: what to do the moment your phone rings and your heart sinks. So, the phone is in your hand, and that voice is pleading with you on the other end. Your pulse is racing. Everything in your body is telling you to act, to help, to fix this problem for someone you love. This is the critical moment. This is where we take a deep breath together and put a plan into action. The very first thing, the absolute most important step, is to just pause. I know it sounds simple, but in that moment, it's the hardest thing in the world to do. You must create a space between that feeling of panic and any action you take. Tell the person on the phone, okay, just slow down for a second. Take a breath. Say it to them, but really, you're saying it to yourself. You are hitting the pause button on their well-rehearsed play. Now, while you have that moment, you need to verify their story. But how do you do that without tipping off the scammer if it really is your grandchild? It's all in the question you ask. Do not ask a question that can be answered with a simple yes or no. They've already guessed a name, so they'll just agree with anything you say. Instead, ask a question that only your real grandchild would know the answer to. Something specific and personal. You could say, okay, before we do anything, tell me the name of your first dog. Or, what was the nickname we used for you when you were little? Or what street did we live on when you were born? Now, a real grandchild, even in a panic, would be able to grasp this. They might be confused, they might say, "Grandma, why are you asking that now?" But they will eventually be able to answer. A scammer, however, will not know. They will fumble. They might get angry or frustrated. They'll try to deflect and ramp up the emergency. They'll say things like, "There's no time for that. The police officer is right here." Or, "Please, just help me." This anger and refusal to answer a simple, personal question is a giant red flag. It tells you everything you need to know. But let's say you're still not 100% sure. Maybe the voice sounded so real. The next step is to tell them you need to hang up and call them right back. This is your golden rule. Say, "Okay, I need to call your mother to figure this out," or "Let me hang up and call you right back on your cell phone." What will a scammer do? They will absolutely refuse to let you hang up. They will invent a reason why you can't. "My phone is about to die," or "The police won't let me take another call," or "You'll just get my voicemail." They cannot let you hang up because their entire scheme falls apart the second you're off the phone and start making calls to other family members to verify the story. This is the most powerful tool you have: verification. The moment you have even a sliver of doubt, your mission is to get off that phone and call your grandchild's parents, or call your grandchild directly on a number you know belongs to them. Don't call the number that just called you. That will just ring back to the scammer. Use the contact number you have in your address book or on your fridge. If you can't reach them, call another family member, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin. Someone will know where your grandchild really is. 99 times out of 100, you will find them safe at home, at school, or at work, completely unaware that someone is using their name to try and trick you. It's also important to know that these scammers often have a shocking amount of information before they even call. They can find names and relationships on social media profiles, or they buy lists of phone numbers that are known to belong to older adults. So don't be alarmed if they seem to know your name or your grandchild's first name. It doesn't make the call legitimate, it just means they've done a little homework to make their lie more convincing. Now, let's talk about what happens if you unfortunately sent money before you realized it was a scam. The first thing you must do is not be embarrassed. Please, hear me on this. Do not feel ashamed. These are professional criminals. They are very, very good at manipulating emotions. They have practiced this, and they have tricked countless smart, wonderful people. Your desire to help your family is a strength, not a weakness. They weaponize that strength. So be kind to yourself. Then, you need to act quickly. If you sent money via a wire service, you need to call that company immediately to report the fraud. There's a chance, if you act fast enough, they can stop the transfer. If you purchased gift cards and gave the codes to the scammer, you need to call the company that issued the gift cards, Apple, Google, Amazon, right away. Report that the cards were purchased under fraudulent circumstances. The money is likely already gone, but it's still important to report it. And finally, you must report the crime. Please, report it to your local police department's non-emergency line. Also, report it to the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, at reportfraud.ftc.gov. This might feel like a hassle, especially since the money is probably gone, but it is so important. Your report helps law enforcement track these criminals. It helps them see patterns and build cases. Your report could help prevent another grandparent from going through this same horrible experience. You would be helping to protect someone else. And you know, after we talk about all these steps and plans, what often lingers is a feeling of unease. It can make you feel distrustful, maybe even a little cynical about the world. You might start to look at your phone not as a lifeline to your family, but as a source of potential anxiety. And that is the real shame of this whole thing. These scammers aren't just stealing money. They're trying to steal our peace of mind. They're trying to put a wedge between us and the technology that lets us stay close to the people we love. But we can't let them do that. We simply can't allow these criminals to make us afraid of our own telephones. The goal of learning about this isn't to make us suspicious of every single call. It's to give us the confidence to answer the phone knowing that we are in control. We have a plan. We are no longer an easy target because we are informed. We can answer with a cheerful hello. And if, by some rare chance, it is a scammer, we can see their script for what it is, a pathetic trick. And we can end the call, not with a racing heart, but with a roll of our eyes, and then immediately call our actual granddaughter just to hear her real voice and tell her we love her. That's how we win. We win by not letting them change who we are. We win by staying connected, by staying generous, and by staying loving. Our compassion is not a weakness. Our love for our families is our greatest strength. Now, we've just added a layer of smart, practical knowledge to protect that strength. So I want you to promise me something. Promise you'll share this information the next time you're having coffee with a friend, or you're in your book club, or you're talking with your neighbors. Bring this up. Just say, I learned something interesting about a phone scam the other day. Tell them about the plea for secrecy and the gift cards. You could be the person who gives them the tools to avoid that heartache. We look out for each other. That's what we've always done. I'd really love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you or someone you know ever gotten a call like this? What did you do? Sharing our experiences is another powerful way to learn and to protect our community. If this conversation was helpful, if it made you feel a little more prepared, please give this video a like. That little thumbs up button really helps others find it. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and tapping that little bell icon. We make videos just like this one, all aimed at helping us navigate this chapter of our lives with confidence, safety, and joy. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Remember, your wisdom and your love are your superpowers. Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. Now go enjoy your day and answer that phone with confidence.